life you truly want. Experience the Genna Effect. I'm Vincent Genna, psychic therapist, medium, and spiritual teacher. Become unstoppable. Learn the secret that's holding you back. Hey everyone, I'm glad you can join me today. This is the Genna Effect podcast. I'm your host, Vincent Genna, psychic therapist, medium, spiritual teacher, and author of the best-selling book and now audio, The Secret That's Holding You Back. I'm glad that you could join me today because I wanted to talk about some really important things. First of all, the way I decided to present myself in the world and to you as a spiritual teacher and speaker, it was important to me that I was genuine, number one, and that I walked my talk, number two, and that I presented to you the best information that is going to be beneficial in you being able to create the life of your dreams and to be able to fulfill all that you want to fulfill. So in order to do that, sometimes I have to get a little hard, a little bit difficult, because to me it's important that the words you hear are valuable and beneficial in some very positive way. Now, that's not saying that I'm always going to be telling you the correct and absolute truth of everything. However, what I won't do is I'll never pass to you information that can be harmful in any way. Now, as a professional and as a spiritual teacher, there are a lot of speakers out there, authors, luminaries, other mediums, other psychics, tons and tons of practitioners putting out a lot of information. So I had to decide, did I always want to go along with that information? Did I always want to be the warm fuzzies person that just let anybody say whatever they wanted to say, and I'll just keep making you feel good, and I'll give you all the beautiful affirmations and sweet talk and constantly boost you up and rah-rah you all the time? Or do I want to be able to make sure that you're getting what you need to get? And sometimes that may take a little shaking. Sometimes that may take a little correcting of some of the information that others are putting out there. Now, I don't like downgrading any of my colleagues at all. So I will never mention names as to who may be saying something that is not necessarily beneficial. But I have to point out the information that is just bogus and wrong. Because we're in a world today, this information has been out there for a very long time, and I really respect it, but I respect truths. I don't respect hypocrisy, and I don't respect negative information that is going to be harmful in any way. And I have a difficult time when a so-called practitioner, who other people are following and possibly respect, put out harmful information. So, with that being said, I apologize if I offend anybody. I don't mean to offend you, and I'm sure all of these luminaries and practitioners have really good intentions at heart. But that doesn't mean their words are always going to be accurate. For example, I've told you a long time ago that I disagree with all the luminaries and speakers that say that your ego is getting in the way. Based on the information I have written about and the research I've done for over 40 years, it is not your ego. Your ego is your best buddy. And I'll be putting out a book and talking more about that. And if you really want to find out about it, you can go to my website at vincentgenna.com and go to the digital store and download the lecture, God and Your Ego Are One. And you will hear all the concepts that I show and the proof and evidence that your ego is your best friend. So see, that's just an example of how I will contradict not so good information that's being put out there. Here's another one that I just recently heard. the idea that healing is a lonely process. Wow. If you really think about that, who in their right mind would want to do any healing or any work towards healing if it's going to be so lonely? Oh my gosh. One of the whole reasons why we want to heal and you want to heal is if you have manifested loneliness in your life. If you are feeling lonely when there's 8+ billion people on the face of the earth, plus all our higher beings in the spirit realm, all that is around us all the time in all different degrees and levels. So how could you be lonely at all? If you're feeling lonely, that means there's a healing that needs to take place. Okay? So then this healing, this person goes on and says, healing causes you to focus on your inner feelings and thoughts. Introspection, going within, which is all up in here. You're going within in here. You're not going in within here. So you don't have the time or energy or ability to pay any attention to your external world. That's bogus too, because that makes it sound like in your healing process, you have to stay at home. You can't concentrate, can't think about the outer world at all. Don't go to work. Don't go with friends. Don't party. Don't do anything. Sit inside by your lonesome self and do your healing work. Well, no wonder why you're lonely. No wonder why it's a lonesome process, according to this person, because if you stick yourself at home while you're trying to heal yourself, guess what? You're not going to heal. You're going to get worse. You are going to become worse if that's what you think the process is. And I venture to even think what this person does as far as healing. This person is a coach, a life coach, a spiritual teacher, a counselor. And I'm like, oh my goodness. I don't know what she's telling or he's telling their clients. Now, maybe you feel lonely because you think you're the only one that has to go through the healing process. I assure you, you are not the only one going through the healing process. I promise you that, a matter of fact. Out of 8 billion people on the face of the earth, at least 3/4 of them are going through some kind of, or need some kind of healing process. So no, I would not say that you should feel isolated and all by yourself. Now, part of healing is wanting to be able to put yourself either in a support network, be with other people. As a matter of fact, my book has a support page on Facebook, The Secret That's Holding You Back. And members have joined, and as they're reading the book and doing the work and doing healing, they're sharing with each other what that process and experience has been like for them. And there's some really heavy stuff going on there. If you don't believe me, get my book, start reading it, come join the group, and you'll see how people are sharing. But they are not doing this in isolation. As a matter of fact, isolation and healing do not go together. You don't want to be doing that. And so what am I talking about? You're going to go to a party and start doing your healing work right in front of people and going, hey, wait a minute, can everybody stop? I need to process this just for a minute. Can I have my Heineken while I'm doing that? Yes, thank you. Okay, let's see. Well, I feel like you've treated me like a jerk, and I don't know why. Something has pushed my button. No! You're not going to be doing it like that. But what you could be doing instead is you're at a party, and as you're at the party, guess what? We are capable of thinking and feeling more than one thing at a time. That's right. Our brains are so incredible, so powerful, that your mind can actually allow as even while you're speaking, thoughts in the back of your mind. And that happens for people all the time. If you don't believe me, just listen to a conversation that you're having with somebody and pay attention to what you're thinking while that person is speaking. You're listening to the person and you're thinking of a response at the exact same time, or how it's making you feel. So you can be at a party or a gathering or on a date with somebody. It doesn't matter. You can be in public and assess how the conversation is making you feel momentarily. Okay, wait a minute, I'm feeling that this is out of my league here. Maybe I'm feeling a little bit intense inside and uncomfortable. Why am I feeling that? Oh, wait a minute, I remember last time I had a conversation like this, I was made to feel like a complete moron. Okay, no, that's not happening now. They're opening up and sharing. Okay, believe me, all of that can be going on while you're in the middle of a conversation or a gathering of any kind. Assessing your feelings all the time. Guess what that's called? Mindfulness. That's right, paying attention to the here and now. Because not only are you paying attention to the experiences of the here and now, you're primarily paying attention to your thoughts in the here and now. And you pay attention to your thoughts in the here and now so you can change, reframe some of those negative thoughts and turn them into positive thoughts. That's right. You want to change your negative thoughts into positive thoughts, but you won't know they're negative unless you're paying attention to them. And you can pay attention to them while you're in the middle of an experience. So therefore, healing does not take place alone while you're by yourself, isolated in your home or wherever, or you're in your corner or your healing room. That is not where healing takes place. It takes place in your complete world. You know, sometimes I think about the monks that have had their own temples up, whether it's in Peru in the Andes Mountains, whether it's the Dalai Lama and his temple that he had, and what they were able to do, even these monasteries with these ministers and priests and everybody who was trying to become spiritual teachers, they were by themselves. In a group, though, and they prayed together, and even they still didn't do it alone, but they removed themselves from the negative world in order to put in positive beliefs and understandings, and to focus on those, and to practice those, okay? Well, guess what? We don't have mountains for each and every one of us to be able to do that. We have to live in this world, and that's what makes it so difficult for everyone, is because there is so much negativity going on, especially today. Oh my gosh. We're in 2022. It's time for me to be coming up with my predictions for 2023. Not a lot is going to be changing, but what needs to change is how we begin to heal. And we're not going to do that if we receive information that is damaging, like healing is lonely. I don't want you to feel lonely. If you feel lonely, you're not doing it right. You're not going out there and sharing then. You're not finding your support network. Attract that in. And I know, believe me, I am a psychic therapist, and I get phone calls and clients all week long, several times during the day. I have already, for the past 40 years, dealt with thousands of people, and many of them feel this depression or anxiety or loneliness or isolation, but because that is part of their primary issue. Because of their internal self-beliefs about themselves, they've manifested a life of isolation and loneliness. Now you have to manifest a life of healing. And as you're doing it, and here is the promise to you, and this is what you've got to understand. The moment you take the steps to start healing, and any positive step you do for yourself, reading an incredible book like this one, any other self-help book, watching an inspirational movie, taking a lecture, taking a class that for self-improvement or self-growth. Any of that. Go to a spiritual center. There are so many things to be doing on all different levels. Put yourself in a group of people. Attract friends. Be with others. Join a group. There are specialized groups out there everywhere. There was meetup.com, which is a big organization internationally, a matter of fact, that wherever you live in the world, basically, you can Google search meetup.com groups that are local to you and whatever interest you have. If you want to learn about meditation, if you want to learn about more spiritual growth or the law of attraction, you type that in the search bar and it'll come up with 1,000,001 different groups that you can participate in. And if you don't want to go out publicly to do that, they're all online now, virtually. There are no reasons anymore to hold yourself back and to keep yourself from getting involved in healing, and healing even with others. Yes, you need to do a lot of that healing time too by yourself so that you can do the thought process, so that you can do the work or the writing that I suggest. So there's going to be some times that you will be by yourself. And let's clear up those words. By yourself, alone, lonely, isolated, all of those have different meanings. And by yourself and alone do not mean lonely and isolated. It means, like right now, I am doing this recording for you. I'm doing my podcast. I'm alone. The only thing that I have around me is my dog downstairs. My wife is over. We're, by the way, staying with our gorgeous grandson, Ethan Benjamin, who was born this Wednesday. Oh my gosh, we're so joyous right now. But here I am alone. Am I feeling lonely? No. I'm actually talking with thousands of people right now. Am I feeling isolated? No. I can actually go outside. My neighbors are right next door here. I can say hello to them if I feel isolated. But I'm alone. And I'm not alone in the world. See, there is a difference. So there will be time that you will be alone so that you can pick up your pad and pen and possibly do some writing. And there's going to be some time that you're alone so that you can do some meditation. And meditation doesn't have to be this formal Om. I mean, that's good if you like that. But meditation can just be sitting there, going within introspectively, talking with that little person, talking with the deeper psyche inside of you. Hey, how you doing in there? Yeah? What's going on? Yeah, you can have a conversation and not be crazy. So those are the times that you will be alone. But even people do that in a group. They meditate in a group because there is an energy that is raised amongst people and everybody begins to feel that. I'm going to talk about this more in a moment. So let's take a break here, and I'll be right back. Okay, here I am. I'm back again. That wasn't long, was it? All right. So let's sum this up here. Healing work consists of so many different aspects. You can take the time to go within and be in touch with inner feelings that may be getting in the way and inner beliefs. And you know I'm everything about beliefs. Your inner core beliefs manifest your life. Your inner core unconscious beliefs manifest your life. So therefore, you want to make sure your inner core beliefs are in alignment with your conscious beliefs about what you want. They're two different parts of your mind. Everybody needs to understand that. Your conscious mind only accounts for 2 to 5% of your entire mind. Your unconscious mind accounts for 95 to 98%. And in that unconscious part, the part that's beneath awareness, also includes your subconscious. But I also write about your adult-made mind, where your defense mechanisms are harbored, your environment-made mind, where your self-negative beliefs are harbored, and then the true superconscious mind, where your soul's mind resides, which knows the truth about everything and is connected to all the higher sources. So unfortunately, in that lowest section, that is the part that influences the law of attraction the most. So you want to make sure that those lower, deeper, inner feelings and beliefs, some of you call them your inner demons because they're so negative and they make you feel so bad, that is influencing that law of attraction, and it's causing you to manifest and create the things that you don't want in your life. So all of your healing, just so that you know, is going to be about changing those beliefs. You don't have to do anything about recalling all the memories that created those beliefs. That was Freud's psychoanalytical work. And even though he was correct about healing your inner child, where he was a little off was the idea of how to do that. So his belief is the only way that you could get rid of it is going through memory after memory after memory and releasing it. Yes, and I agree with only one portion of that. You have to release the core beliefs and change them, alter them into positive beliefs. So all you have to do is find out what the little you is truly thinking, what is harbored in your environment-made mind, bring it to the surface, bypass the defense mechanisms that are suppressing it. And yes, there are step-by-step process to do that. That's why I wrote the book to list them in there. I'll give you a step right here that I've written in the book. I call it the 3R system. Okay, it's review, replace, reinforce. Review, replace, reinforce. It's a simple process, but you need to do it all the time, so it's a difficult practice because we don't do it all the time. I counsel so many of these people, and then I hear them repeating some of the same problems that they're having. I'm alone. I don't know what to do. What's my direction? Why do I keep feeling, isolated? Why do I not have a partner? Why are my finances bad? Why is my health bad? And I'm like, did you go through that process yesterday and the day before and the day before that? Understand that every injury causes a scar, and the scars need to be taken care of because every day in life there is almost a circumstance that is surely going to irritate and bang that scar again, no matter what the circumstance is, whether it be somebody says something that just irritates you, or you hear something, whether it's the news that winds up really bothering you, whether it's a circumstance at work that bothers you, whether you have to pay a bill and you look at your finances and that bothers you, whether your health is acting up and that's bothering you, that is going to absolutely show that there has been a button or a scar that has been re-irritated and that they all need to be taken care of and worked on. So you do the 3R approach. 1, the first R, review. Review your inner feelings. Allow yourself to go deep enough into your psyche to be able to hear what the little you, what the unconscious, what the environment-made mind part of you is feeling and thinking about yourself. Allow those feelings 1 at a time, 2 at a time, however many you can handle too. Bring it to the surface. Bring it to your consciousness. You have to be willing to do that. This is a very courageous part of the 3R system. Review your negative self-beliefs. The second R is replace. All right. So that is pretty obvious. Replace the negative self-belief. Okay? It's not that you're not good enough, little Vinny. You are wonderful. Look at everything that you've accomplished so far. It's not that you're financially bad and you're always going to be bad off. There is plenty and abundance in the universe, and the universe wants to bring that to you. And I believe that you deserve abundance, little Vinny. Your health is perfect. You've forgotten that. You got a little caught up in feeling bad, feeling doubtful, feeling fearful, and that affected your health. And maybe you weren't paying attention to the emotions, but that's okay. You are perfectly healthy. You are balanced. You're divine. You're magnificent. So replace the negative self-beliefs with a positive one. Reparent that little voice inside of you. You're an adult now. You know the right things. And if you don't know the right things by now that you should be saying to a young person, well, then you need to do a lot of more reading than just my book here, okay? So we know how to inspire little kids. And so that's what you need to do for yourself, because you wouldn't have a difficult time telling your own child or another child who is feeling bad about him or herself. The kids picked on him. I feel like nobody likes me. I'm not lovable. I made a mistake in school today. The teacher corrected me. I'm so stupid. You would never let your child just walk around believing that. You would sit there and you would really inspire and help and comfort the child into realizing that those circumstances may not have had anything to do with the child. Maybe the kids picked on you today, honey, because before they left for school, their mommies and daddies that yelled at them because they did something wrong. Or maybe they're jealous about something, honey, but it's not about you. And you know what? It's okay to make a mistake in school. You're going to be fine because tomorrow you're going to do even better. That's what you would say to any other child. That's the stuff you need to say to yourself. You don't take the time to do that. So that's the replace. And the R at the same time is reinforcing, just like I did, what you just replaced. You are good enough. Reinforce that by giving examples. Look, if you have come this far and you're listening to these podcasts, I promise you that you have done enough, that you have enough evidence to show that you've done good things and you're capable of doing good things. So you want to keep reinforcing that because we spend so much time reinforcing the negative. Okay, so that's the 3R system. Try that. But listen to me. As you're trying that, always meditate on a person's information. Don't blindly accept. Look, I don't care. Even for me, I don't care that my book is a #1 seller already in philosophy and methodology, okay? I don't care who is a New York Times best-selling author out there. They are not experts automatically. As a matter of fact, the only way that they became experts is by you buying their books and putting them on the New York Times best-selling list, okay, because you wanted to believe what they had to say. Don't swallow everything. You are the greatest filter that there could be, but you need to do work in order to filter right. So you don't just follow, but if you just put aside your left brain thinking for a moment. Ask the universe, ask your soul, and your soul is part of the universe, right? Okay? Ask your soul, is this in my best and highest interest? Let your heart and your soul tell you, not just the person and not just their pretty looks or the pretty words that they're saying or the fluff that they're giving you out there. Because let me tell you what fluff does. That's it. Nothing. Only wisdom works. And wisdom is knowledge that works. Filter it out. Your soul will tell you what's right and what's wrong. Okay? Take the time to do that, and I promise you then that information you're receiving will wake up the knowledge already within inside of you and keep going on that journey of healing and thriving because you deserve it, because you're magnificent. And don't believe that healing is lonely. We're doing and trying to do a whole bunch of it, and the more we do it together, the better we're going to be. Thank you for joining me today on the Genna Effect. Keep coming back here. I'm going to give you as much positive information I can, because you know why? Because you're worth it, damn it. You are worth it. You're my brothers and sisters, and I want to see you all happy, believing in yourself, and creating the life of your dreams. Go get my book, The Secret That's Holding You Back. Keep coming back to the Genna Effect. You can even go over to my YouTube channel, but just follow me here and keep coming back. Bye-bye for now.